My name is Lizmer, and this vlog podcast comes from my blog, feministblog.tumblr.com. That's FEMEINIST blog.tumblr.com. Today I will be discussing the Lilly Ledbetter Act. The Lilly Ledbetter Act was first enacted in the year 1963 by Kennedy, and it ensures that businesses and employers will give equal pay to all genders. This came from the court case Ledbetter versus Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company. This act allows women the right to sue whoever they work for if they find they are not paid equally. If women are unsure of male salary at the same work, they cannot be certain that they're indeed receiving equal pay. To combat this issue, President Obama signed into law in 2009 the Lilly Ledbetter Fair Pay Act to help ensure as well as to further the successes of the original act. The wave of feminism this issue most relates to is the second wave. Naturally, it occurs in 1963, so this wave was in full swing. However, this issue can kind of also really be encompassed by all the recent waves of feminism, because unfortunately, women are still paid 77 cents to every man's dollar, and the current waves still fight for this discrimination to end. Online, there is a bit of controversy to whether pay is actually unequal and if the statistics surrounding the issue are particularly accurate. From my personal experience, I have gotten involved in debates on Facebook on equal pay. I've also gotten into debates with coworkers and friends. Those in opposition to me believe that because the act was passed, there is no longer any pay discrimination. However, this act only guarantees whomever is paid less to sue if they find that they're a victim of pay discrimination. For example, if an individual worked on payroll, they would be able to naturally know, oh, I'm not getting paid as much as the other people that work here as well. But otherwise, it's difficult to know that they are being paid less unless they ask or have access to coworker salaries. Moreover, women and genders along the spectrum can be paid much less than men and have no idea. Continuing this notion, many believe the statistic of 77 cents to every man's dollar is inaccurate because of the sample size included homemakers. Because there's a larger amount of female homemakers in comparison to males, the statistic, they believe, is very incorrect. It is important to note, though, that men make up the majority in higher level jobs and salaries, and that's basically just based on privilege. Men simply have better opportunities, yes, even in America, and this too could sway the statistic. Regardless, discrimination exists somewhere along these lines because men are holding the higher positions than women. One website I found was LillyLedbetter.com. And on this website, it says that Ledbetter only found out her pay discrimination from an anonymous note. Let me reiterate, this was an anonymous note. It's the only way she knew that she wasn't getting paid as much. If she didn't receive it, she would have no idea she was being paid thousands less than her male counterparts. Her website also advertises her book, Grace and Grit, which accounts her story in more detail. This book, as well as the website, helps make the issue known to individuals in America. According to the Florida Communication Journal, Lilly Ledbetter had made a speech at the 2012 Democratic Convention. So at the speech, she's giving some information about the act. At this convention, according to the author of the article, Aline Hammond, Ledbetter has persuaded listeners to vote for President Obama while simultaneously celebrating how far the act has already come. Her speech, as mentioned previously, persuades the listener, or in this case the reader, to support those politicians that support the Equal Pay Act so discrimination can be ended. Hammond states in the article, Ledbetter speaks in a narrative style is not surprising. Not only will we expect an informal style from a Southern, grandmotherly working-class woman, but narrative is the most basic and intrinsic form of human communication. According to Walter Fisher, narrative is not just a mode or genre of communication, but it is a paradigm. By this, he means that stories structure the way we experience the world. They influence us to live in communities that share common narratives and to live by the values of those stories. The narrative impulse is intrinsic to the human experience and transcends time, place, and circumstance. The narrative paradigm is inherently egalitarian because all people can understand narrative rationally. And this comes from page 26 of the journal. So, in short, Lilly Ledbetter is sharing her story, and she's doing it so in a method that helps us, the listener or the reader, relate to her. It shows that she's just like anybody else because she's just like anybody else. She's Southern, she's grandmotherly, she's a working class individual. This shows that this situation could happen to anybody, but it shouldn't. I can conclude from my research that the public should pay attention to the Lilly Ledbetter Act in this issue. Discrimination still very much exists in the world, people. A particular gender could be paid less than another, and everyone has a right to be paid for the same work regardless of who they are. The public should also pay attention from early on so they're aware that this can occur. Perhaps this could inspire more than just gender discrimination, but pay discrimination in other areas like race or ethnicity. The Lilly Ledbetter Act is working hard to make sure people like me make the same money for the same work, and for that I'm extremely appreciative. This has been Liz Murr on her vlog. Thank you.